What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Premier League Bites. We're taking a new approach to our Premier League because in a market that's as saturated as Premier League coverage on YouTube, we just figured that we'd bring you a show that trims the fat and brings the choicest cuts. So drop a like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down below because I know y'all are going to have some. And let's get into the choicest cut, at least that I was able to bring to the table, Jack. The New York strip of bites for me this week. Forgive the pun. Liverpool, I believe, are doing City better than City this season. And what do I mean by that? I mean that with City being the White Walkers and all of the Bleacher Report memes that you see, they're a factory. They're a goal factory. They bring you results. They're going to kill you in possession and play that boring style of football, give you a little bit of tiki-taka, and then Haaland's going to score a goal on a counterattack, or they'll pass the ball around till somebody can ping it in and score a goal, right? Liverpool has been more consistent. They have a goal factory that's going on just like City's, but they've got a better goal differential, and I think that they're winning these crucial games, and they've taken the lead again over City because of Mo Salah. He is able to bring that clutch factor in that I just don't think that City has, right? We have players that are capable of that, but dude, it just feels inevitable with Salah, right? And I'm not talking about a particular moment. I'm just saying that statistically, I think that may give them an edge. And I don't see City, or I don't see Liverpool dropping anytime soon.
Yeah, my kind of bite from this game is something that I've thought for a few weeks now, and that's that Liverpool is the only legitimate title contender left. Obviously, we'll get to Arsenal, who lost to Newcastle today. Honestly, it was like the perfect weekend for Liverpool. They could not have asked for a better string of results. I mean, I'm looking at the top of the table. City lose, Chelsea draw, Arsenal lose, Villa lose. I mean, it was incredible. Christmas came early. Not too much early. We're getting into the holiday season. Mo Salah, I feel like, dude, he absolutely cooked Estupinian on his goal in this game. Like, it was actually quite embarrassing, I thought. Put him in the spin cycle. I was looking at his stats against Brighton. 15 games against Brighton in the Prem. 10 goals, 6 assists. That's just insane. What's even more insane is he has a better goal output against like 5 different teams in the Prem per game, and they're all Big Six teams. Like, the dude is just
he doesn't miss. I'm telling you, dude, it's that clutch factor that you need. And you know, I want to go back to City and say that we have that, right? Gundogan coming back, the way that he won the Premier League for us is probably it's one of the most exciting.
Season,
he hasn't been good, but I mean, he leaves after his best season ever, arguably at City, goes to Barcelona, not great, comes back. It's very hard to get into that rhythm, you know? So we have players that are capable of this, right? Haaland has 11 goals, and it's just insane. I believe is that through all competitions or just the Prem?
Just the Prem.
Just the Prem?
Just the Prem.
Which is, look, that's unreal. It's unreal, but you need the goals and the contributions in clutch moments, right? Especially if you want to keep it going. And whenever Salah's not scoring, he has, you know, the goal factory, the system behind him to give those contributions. Like, you've got your center backs contributing, you've got the forwards firing. You know, Darwin's not exactly producing a wealth of goals here, but they're goals when you need them. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's interesting. Let us know what you think in the comments. I think Liverpool are better this season because I think their defense is incredible. I don't really think it's been Salah too much. Like, he's got the goals and he's had some big moments for them, but they just look like they're completely past hero ball phase.
Yeah.
And they're truly balling out as a team. I think that's why they're good. I mean, 6 goals allowed to start the season is ridiculous, especially with Alisson missing hella time too. So to me, that's crazy.
Do you think Konate going out? Do you think Konate going out has a big impact on them?
I think it will a little bit, but I think even Joe Gomez has been okay this season, and I don't even really rate that guy at all. So it could be a purple patch, but I think they'll be fine. I just think people need to stop stop saying the Liverpool are only good because they haven't played anybody good. Like, that narrative is kind of worn out, I think, already. I'm going to take things to Arsenal, Newcastle. Newcastle won 1-0 in this game. Grown man header from Isak. And the only thing I got to say about this is I feel like from what I'm seeing from Arsenal and the dialogue around the team is that they're pretty much exactly, ironically, where Spurs were under Pochettino. Very good team, finishing second in the table, coming down to the final match days, but they won't win ultimately. And I think we're starting to see the same frustration build up for Arteta that we saw Spurs fans have for Pochettino. I mean, people might not remember at the end of Pochettino's reign, we were dropping points for fun in the league. Like, we were losing to everybody. We were beating relegation teams and losing to everybody else. And I think Arteta, he's kind of in that super awkward Pochettino phase, that super awkward situation where you don't have the best. Like, Arsenal do not have the best 11 in the Prem.
No.
I don't even think they have the second best. But the expectation is to win. And he's going to fail again. And we'll see what the board decides to do about it. Because I really don't know what they're going to do. I know they're missing pieces, but I don't know. I just feel like they're stuck. They're finishing, I think, the cycle that Spurs finished 5 years ago. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Well, it's tough. It's tough to replicate that, and you have to look at teams like, because the better 11s than them, you're looking at City, Arsenal, or City, Liverpool, and potentially Chelsea on their day?
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to look at. Now you've got Nottingham Forest above you.
Yeah.
That's a scary mountain to look at. And I'm not saying that because I think Nottingham Forest is overtly intimidating, but like you just get like that one wild card team that's on a run, and you're just praying, like, when does Odegaard get back? Does that make much of a difference? It's kind of depressing to look at.
Well, I wanted to ask, are Nottingham Forest more impressive or are West Ham more disappointing? Forest won 3-0 this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Killed him.
I think I got to give credit to Nottingham Forest because last year, first of all, you got to give kudos to Chris Wood. Like, dude is balling out. I was looking at his stats last season, though. He had 15 goals last season. Did you know that?
I knew he was pretty good. I think Jake had him as one of the signings of the season.
Yeah, and rightfully so. That flew completely under my radar.
Probably team of the season this year.
Yeah, the definite so far 100%. Now, what I will say about them is that he looks to be. I mean, he is off to a better start already, right? And I think the team has just found something to click, which we were looking at them and Chelsea last season as bloated squads with an oversaturated like talent pool and no decisive sort of moments, right? Or decisive team squad selection. They just could not get it done. Well, it looks like both Chelsea and them have figured that out, and that was a monumental task that I frankly did not know how to solve. So I think I got to give them credit. I think I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest being impressive. I think I have to.
Well, their next couple matches, basically now to Christmas, is going to tell me everything I need to know about them. They got Newcastle, Arsenal, Ipswich City, Man U, Villa, Brentford, Spurs. Damn,
dude, that was my question. I want to know how long they stay top four. How long do you think they stay?
I think they get a draw against Newcastle. I just don't think Newcastle are very good right now.
Yeah.
Arsenal away. I'm going to say they lose that game. Ipswich, you never freaking know. City and Man U at home. Maybe by like the 14th. That's the longest I see them staying up is by that Villa game. Yeah. Because I think they'll have a couple L's by then. They're a really good team. I think so as well. Nuno's done a good job of not using the entire inflated squad. I think they're easily the most overachieving team in the Prem this season.
Yeah.
Still kind of boring to watch at times, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Their fans won't care. And West Ham are a goddamn embarrassment. of a
Shambles.
team. Like
Shambolic.
shambolic. I think Lopetegui's got to go. I do want to say very quickly, Edson Alvarez was sent off in this game. He's been dog shit this entire year. His stats are insane. His last 10 games for West Ham, he's got 5 yellows and 2 reds. He's been sent off in 2 of his last 3 starts.
Yeah.
This is the limit to Edson Alvarez. This is why when people say, "Oh, he should go to a bigger club," he's not good enough. He's not good enough for a bigger club. This is his level. This is his top. I think he was linked to Bayern at one point. I was like, dude, he's not good enough for Bayern Munich. Period.
Do you think a different league is the answer?
I do think the Prem is a little fast for him. He's not an amazing athlete. And I think that bothers him. I'm also just stunned that West Ham basically play a double pivot of Guido Rodriguez and Edson Alvarez, and they still have one of the worst back lines and goals allowed record in the division. That's what stuns me.
I think you might have to give them time because it took Chelsea 2 seasons to figure that out, and it's looking really good now. But I don't know how long you have to give, like when does this become dangerous? I see them as a team that could drop down into the red zone eventually, maybe not out and out relegation favorites, but definitely down there to where you don't need to start panicking, but those relegation teams are going to be looking to take points off of you, which is not a place that you can afford to be at with a squad that looks like that one. Absolutely not. It's not acceptable. But speaking of teams that were relegation favorites, I want to talk a little bit about Leicester, and I want to come at you with my hottest take here, my hottest bite.
Okay.
I'm talking Sichuan cuisine here. You prepared?
Okay. I think so.
I was looking at my Argentines here, right? Just like you were looking at your Mexican guys, you're looking at Edson Alvarez. I was looking at my Argentines, and I'm ready to say it. Facundo Buonanotte, he's better than Garnacho. This season, he has the crown. He's taking it. Now, I want to say
Garnacho 100% agree.
Garnacho has not been bad. I've liked what I've seen from Garnacho. I think he's probably the most inspiring part of the Manchester United offense. That being said, Buonanotte, you can't ignore him anymore. He's on a loan spell. He is on a loan spell, and he's got 3-2, and that's not counting his contributions in the EFL Cup, right? Now, I know Garnacho is balling out outside of the Prem, but strictly speaking in the Prem, I got to go with Buonanotte. 3-2 for Leicester. Garnacho is 2-1. Garnacho has scored. Check these teams out, and this is what I'm really looking at here. Garnacho has scored against Fulham, Southampton, and Brentford. Buonanotte has scored against Fulham, Southampton, and then the big ones, Bournemouth, Arsenal, and Villa. Sorry, I'm not saying scored. Some of these are goal contributions, right? I believe that Garnacho got an assist against Fulham, I believe. Buonanotte is doing it against bigger teams, and he looks to be consistent. They played roughly the same amount of minutes, and it's for Leicester. It's for Leicester. You're telling me that Garnacho can't, like, Man United's not converting with that front 3, with that front 4? But Buonanotte is doing it with less talent on a worse team. And frankly, I don't know how it's going to look with the new manager for Manchester United, but they better get it together because Garnacho wasn't on the plane to the Ballon d'Or ceremony this year, and he won't be next year. He won't be next year. It's going to be Buonanotte.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, no, Buonanotte is an argument to be maybe Leicester's best player this season. I mean, he's up there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Like he's got this kind of killer instinct that we just haven't really seen from Garnacho. And I know some Man U simp will be like, the bicycle kick last season. Shut up, bro. Stop. No consistency with this boy at all.
It was last season. It was last season. You're
Yeah,
telling me
just because it's your goddamn phone background doesn't mean that Garnacho is clear. Okay.
yeah, this is your guy, and Man U's only 2 points clear of Leicester right now. No shot. No
Are
shot.
they 2
I'm not
points
having
clear?
2 points clear. That's it.
That's pathetic.
2 spots
That
and 2
is
points.
pathetic.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Well,
I know.
speaking of relegation, Crystal Palace drew Wolves 2-2. I don't really have much to say about Wolves outside of this basically ongoing saga that Matthias Cunha has just turned into like an absolute animal by himself. I don't know what to say about this game. From Palace perspective, I'm just gonna start calling them not him FC because their entire attack are composed of guys who are not him. Mateta, purple patch last season, bro. He ain't it. And Ketia, 17 shots, 0 goals in the Prem this season.
Yeah. Yep.
0 goals, 0 assists. You're supposed to be picking up some of the slack from Michael Lise. You not him.
No.
And you know what? A guy
Nketiah.
who doesn't get enough hate, Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar, this dude was supposed to be one of Africa's best players 5 years ago. The dude in the last 4 years has 20 league goals. He's getting me 5 league goals a year. One of those was in the championship. 2 of those were in France. I mean, I'm tired of this, man.
That's not even worth the health insurance that they're giving him.
It's really not. You telling me you can't find a young Japanese player who can get me 5 goals? Come on.
You're wasting resources. Yeah. No, dude, I completely agree with you. Nketiah is looking to be one of the most disappointing moves of the season. Like I expected pretty significant things for him. I think even last season I was saying if you put Nketiah on Crystal Palace, he's going to be looking good. But dude, I'm looking at him now and I'm saying, holy cow, dude. Olise was everything to that team. You got rid of the wrong guy.
Apparently.
You got rid of the wrong guy. I don't know who your scouts are. I don't know who is analyzing, like, who do we keep to make the biggest impact? Whoever decided Eze, come on now. Come on now. Michael Olise is looking back. He's laughing his way to the bank. The Bavarian bank.
Who's got better stats if they're on a better team? Matthias Cunha or Eberechi Eze? Who has better stats if they're on a good team?
Cunha. And I'll tell you right now, it is because Cunha is doing it. He's doing it right now. He's creating opportunities. I mean, he's at least out there trying. He's getting close.
Yeah.
He's contributing. Eze's not giving me anything. And arguably, the Crystal Palace offense is better. Or they should be, at least on paper.
But they're not.
Both
goals that they scored today, Chalobah and Gehi, their center backs got them both goals. Yep. Like that. And
Gehi's a dog.
Look at the table.
Gehi's a dog.
I mean, Gehi's a dog. Like, y'all got to stop playing with my man. But
yeah, respect him.
I mean, if you look at the table, Wolves are dead last, which is laughable because they are better than Crystal Palace. Just that defense, bro. If you took Wolves' attack in Palace's back line, you might have something there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a competent team.
There. Yeah.
100%.
I got nothing else to say.
I want to ask you something about your team really quickly.
Okay.
Do you think that Solanke's been worth it this season? Do you think that he was the right move? Because I was pretty impressed with what I saw today.
This is one of his better games.
This is one of his better games, definitely. I mean, he's only had 8 games.
Yeah, 4 goals, 1 assist.
5 goals, 1 assist.
I mean, is it 5? You sure?
I checked today.
Okay. Is he worth it? He was brought in to, as laughable as it sounds, win us a trophy and ball out in big games. He has not done that yet. So no. This man was $65 million. No, he has not been worth it yet. But he's getting there.
He's getting there. He's getting there. You also have to take into account, and what I'm giving him is 1 injury, right? Missing out on 2 games, 2 or 2 games, yeah. Missing out on
At
those
least
2
two,
games
yeah.
is very disappointing. But also, you have to look at the way that they treat him. Like last week, dude, the fact that he's being pushed out right and dropping deep to help with the defense, to me, that's a Tottenham issue. I mean, you're looking at Harry Kane. Every time that I watch this man play, I feel more and more appreciative for Harry Kane. Like, I feel sympathy and just I'm in awe of him because
Mhm.
he did everything he could. And Solanke is, I think, filling not necessarily he's not filling the boots. He's not the same caliber at all, not even in the same realm, but he's doing the same. He's dropping back for defense. I mean, he's being implemented to contribute to the goal output of Tottenham in more than just a goal scoring capacity. And I just think that's unfair to him. I think that is so cruel. Like you're pulling out Madison and you're expecting, Richarlison to take out the 9? I don't know. I just think that's so unfair, and when you have your team firing offensively, he can give you days like this. You just have to be set up the right way. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I hear what you're saying. He's also had some very disappointing performances this year.
Yeah.
And I think Spurs, they're just like we're just a high volume, high chances missed team. I mean, that's who we are essentially. Although this game in particular was probably one of the better games of the season, beating Villa
Oh, yeah.
4-1. I did not see
Top
that
3 at
coming.
least. No,
Yeah.
nobody did.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, look at the
For
distance
sure.
between them on the table.
What are we? Are we 7th now? Spurs are 7th. Yeah. 2 points behind now. Villa. So, dude, the battle for top 4 is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I wanted to ask, are Bournemouth the giant slayer of the Prem this season?
I think you have to say that. You have to give them that accolade now. How often are they going to be capable of that? I don't know, but what I will tell you about Bournemouth is that one, Semenyo needs to start getting his flowers. What an absolute stud! And two, if you disrespect them, if you don't show up prepared to play a top side, you're going to concede. You will concede.
Yeah.
You
They
got to
should
be
have had
careful.
more in this
Yeah,
game.
they should have had more. Yep. Yep. And dude, that's the difference. Like you said, that's the difference between Liverpool and City there. I'm still sticking to my my bite that Liverpool has that dynamic X factor, right? They've got the magic, but I think you're right. I think you're right. That back line is just going to be the difference this season. If they've got any prayer of finishing first, dude, they got to take care of their boys. They got to take care of their defenders and hold it down because it's the recipe to success there.
Yeah. I think Mark Travers, who I didn't really know who he was at Bournemouth, the goalkeeper, absolute beast in this game too against City. And I really think we might be seeing the golden age of Irish goalkeeping. You got Travers at Bournemouth and Kelleher for Liverpool. I don't even know if Gavin Bazunu is still playing, but he's probably at least an average goalkeeper. I mean, Ireland is stacked right now between the sticks. Kind of crazy.
Well, one of them's probably going to switch over to the English national team if, past history is any indicator.
Correct. Jordan
Yeah.
Pickford's out the door and Mark Travers one-time switch, probably.
Yeah, them, Declan Rice, and Jack Grealish are all going to be eating lunch together in their Protestant orange training kits.
They probably have like a recruitment strategy for Irish dual nats at the England FA.
Definitely. All you can eat baked potatoes.
Things you hate to see, honestly. That was my last take. I just think Ireland, goalkeepers, watch out.
Yeah.
They might be top 5. Might be top 5 internationally.
My last question for you, and then we can start to wrap it up. And I know you hate talking about this. So I made it kind of a banter take, but I think there's some credence to this. And I just think we got to talk about it. What do you think is going to have more weight going on for the rest of the season in the Premier League script because I feel like we're opening a new chapter. You know, they say that the NFL writes a script, right? I think going into the Christmas season and starting the new year, we're in a new chapter of the Premier League right now. I want to know if the Chelsea Renaissance or the Manchester United new manager bump is going to have more weight here, more aura, if you will. Because those are both those are storylines that just, Premier League is going to simp for.
I think it's always the answer is always Manchester United.
It's got to be, right?
They're the worst team in the world, probably maybe across all sports, that gets this amount of airtime. Name me a more mid team that gets talked about 24/7.
It might just be because I'm in New York, but the Yankees for the last few seasons have just been insufferable.
I mean, were they 14th in the table?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. They made it to the playoffs at least. Yeah, no, it's Man United.
Yes, this is not comparable. You're insulting the Yankees by even saying that. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are doing, bro. The team is so. Not you're gonna get me pissed off. The team is so boring.
That's what the
everybody is so overrated on this team. It's like it reminds me of like Cowboys. Like when they go 8-8 and they still it's like all ESPN is like Cowboys. It's like, bro, they have a losing record. Why don't you talk about the Bills who are 12-3?
100%.
Please, for 5 seconds. The team, bro, is dry as shit. That Chelsea game sucked ass until the 70th minute.
It was terrible. Also. It was terrible, bro. But I'm telling you, the script writers, it's happening. It's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more rants about Jack, drop a like and subscribe because we're in for it now. When Bruno stepped up to take that penalty, I said, we are so back. We are so back. It is happening. The Premier League is back, baby. It's felt kind of off. I think the scales are tipping. It's even again. All is right in the world. Bruno Fernandes scores his penalty. His first penalty of the season. I think this is his first goal of the season. For regular league play, or does he have 2? I think he's got 1 goal and 2 assists now.
Yeah, it was either his first or second.
Yeah, I just felt like we were all going to be okay. No, he's not been terrible. Man United's been terrible, but his first goal on a pen, I said, yeah, this is it. Way back. I don't think the chippy chips can. Here's the thing: they're going to market Manchester United like they're better, right? But Chelsea will still finish above them. Chelsea's just fine. This is like nobody hit the panic mode button here. Cole Palmer is still going to carry you through, right? But all we're going to hear for the rest of the season, it's just going to feel like Manchester United is better. And I don't know if they finish top 6 or top 5, excuse me.
Do you think Manchester United or Chelsea, either team, get a trophy this year?
It's a good question.
In any comp.
I think Chelsea may pull some silverware. I don't know what it is, but I think they might. Are they in Champions or Europa? I don't even know anymore. Are they in either?
Neither. They're either conference or nothing.
Maybe they do something in the conference. Maybe they do something in the conference.
Yeah, they're playing. Yep, Conference League. Yep. Okay,
I could see them.
Maybe they get the Conference League. Yeah.
And everybody's gonna blow that out of the water.
Yeah, Man U not in the.
You know how many profile pictures of Cole Palmer holding the Conference League trophy that we're going to see on Twitter? It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be all over X. And they're going to be like, Cole Palmer's
he's kind of ghosted against Man U and Arsenal. I mean, Man U and Liverpool, he kind of ghosted, but it's fine. He'll score 4 goals against Brighton.
Yeah, 100%. He'll score 4 goals against Brighton. He's going to be just fine. He's young. Give him some time. And yeah, I can't wait for the Cole Palmer, Sergio Aguero comparisons. They're already coming.
Why the hell would they compare an attacking midfielder with Sergio Aguero?
Because they want to take everything that they can away from everybody. every modicum of joy. And I feel like he's low-hanging fruit.
That's like when people pulled up Rodri's stats in the Ballon d'Or and were like, he has less goals than Vinny. His stats aren't even good. And I'm like, he's a holding midfielder, you absolute bellend.
He's a holding midfielder, and he had 10 less contributions.
And he had double-digit goals and assists, I want to say. I think he had 10 and 12.
Yeah.
Just
But if
literally,
if you put him at the 8, it's a different conversation. Everybody's like, he's God's gift. Bellingham who?
Yeah, Bellingham who? It's just unbelievable how dumb people are when they talk about football, dude. Like, especially if you're a defender or a midfielder, people have no idea how to gauge how good you are because they literally pull up stats. I mean, they do this with like Coco Carrasquilla every time I bring him up. They're like, he only had 6 assists with the Dynamo.
God,
like, bro, it's because he's
circle.
an 8 and a 6. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, we should probably end the episode there, guys.
We should definitely drop a like and subscribe for the CONCACAF content at the end of our first Premier League Bites episode.
Yeah, we'll flesh out this new show a little bit more as the weeks go on, guys. Any other recommendations you guys have for giving you guys a better kind of Prem recap experience? Let us know in the comments. Check us out on social media, links in the description. Drop a like on the video, and we'll see you guys back here next weekend.